What's up, guys, and welcome back to another NBA news and analytic commentary. And I'm sorry for the lack of uploads the past few days. I got back from vacation and was spending my last days of vacation with my family. And I know you guys are generally understanding, so you'll understand that. And when I came back, I love my friends. And I wanted to hang out with them, they wanted to hang out with me. And, there's no problem with that. And, I like doing YouTube and stuff like that, except, friends and family are what are most important in life, no matter what. So that's why I was gone, except I'm going to be talking about the final game of the NBA Finals, and that was Game 6. It took place on July 22nd, 2021, and it was in Pfizer Forum Stadium in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And the home team, the Milwaukee Bucks, they had a 3-2 lead coming into this game, and they were able to close it out at home for their first championship since 1971 with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And before the season, Kareem, he was asked if he thinks this Milwaukee Bucks team can win an NBA championship, and he said no. He said they're very good, but no. And honestly, that was my stance as well. I mean, I didn't envision the Los Angeles Lakers collapsing and the Brooklyn Nets getting injured, or that even happening at the time, because originally, before the season, it was just Kyrie and Kevin Durant, who they didn't even know if he'd come back at the beginning of the season, if at all. So, with the Lakers and the Warriors originally getting Klay Thompson back at the beginning of the season until he had another injury with his leg, which I really hope he comes back and does well, because he's been through a lot the past 2 years, and he's an amazing player, especially when it comes to shooting, and he brings something to the Warriors that is very rare to see in a player in any professional sports league. But he said they weren't able to win, and I don't blame him, except they proved them wrong. They were the team that stayed healthy during the playoffs, as well as the Phoenix Suns. But when it came down to the number 2 seed in the East going up against the number 3 seed in the East, the 3 seed in the East won. And they did what I like to call a gentleman's sweep. They gave them the Suns both of their games at home, and they were being gentlemen, right? They're like, yeah, we'll have you take your 2 games, right? And then the Bucks won their 2 games at home to make it a 2-2 tied series, and they stole a game in Phoenix, and that is a game that, in my opinion, was must win for the Phoenix Suns, and I was proven right on the 22nd, because they lost. If the Suns won that game and lost this game, which they were supposed to lose since it was in Milwaukee, and both teams had very competitive games for the past 3 games, they would have a Game 7 at home in Phoenix, and that's a game that I don't believe they'd lose. But they didn't get to have a Game 7. So at the end of the day, here we are, the Milwaukee Bucks are finals champions for the first time in 50 years, their second championship overall since becoming an organization, the National Basketball Organization. But what I'm going to talk about is Chris Paul, okay? And I know that sounds basic. He dropped over 20 points. He played a lot better this game than he has the past 2 games, but he had a slow start, and that is something that did not help this Phoenix Suns team at all. He had a very slow start. Devin Booker didn't play as well as he played the past 2 games, except he still played phenomenally, if that's even a word. It isn't. It's just phenomenal, but still, he played phenomenal. And CP3 played, he played good, but I wish, and Suns fans wish, that he could have really turned on the Jets earlier than what he did, because he was turning the ball over, he wasn't hitting shots, and I get it, we all have off days and off moments, but it seems like Chris Paul, even though he made it to his first NBA Finals, congratulations to him for that, it seems like the choking label hasn't left him. His team was up 2-0, and they didn't win a game after that. And some of that has to do with Chris Paul's play. I mean, Game 3, Devin Booker scored, I believe, 11 points. He went 4 for 13 for field goals. That is not Chris Paul's fault. But whenever he could have closed out the series, he never did. And when he did show up, it was a little bit too late. He should have started earlier. Jrue Holiday, I loved his offensive performance this game. Bobby Portis brings something to the team of the Milwaukee Bucks that I have never seen personally, considering that he's really just a role player coming off of the bench. Sometimes he'll start, sometimes he won't, except the fans love him, and that's something that you love to see. PJ Tucker playing his 1990s, early 2000s style defense. He got his first ring before Chris Paul and James Harden, both of which were his former teammates on the Houston Rockets. And the two-time MVP and one-time Defensive Player of the Year, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he got a ring. And he celebrated by going to Chick-fil-A to order a 50-piece chicken nugget since he dropped 50 points this game and was named the finals MVP, and he deserved it. He played amazing every single game in this finals. Even in game 1, he scored over 20 points, and that was him coming off of an injury in a game that no one even expected him to play, and he still dropped 20 points, and his team was still in that game for most of the time. And it's very fascinating to me what Giannis can do for his team. You know, a lot of NBA players, they're superstars, but they have, some people don't like them. They have scandals against them sometimes. Whether they're fake or not is, your opinion, your decision. But he has nothing against his name. No one seems to hate this man. Suns fans might hate him now, but, everyone likes Giannis. And as a superstar, that's something that's hard to come by, He was like the Juju Smith-Schuster before he started dancing on logos, if you can understand that analogy if you're a football fan, which I know many of you, if not all of you, are. But congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns for making it this far. They had one of the most stunning and triumphant playoff runs that I have ever seen. And at the end of the day, it wasn't enough, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. Monty Williams, I really didn't care who won the series, but if Williams won it, good for him. If Giannis won it and the Bucks finally got a championship, that's cool too. I was fine with either team winning the finals, and it just happened to be the Milwaukee Bucks, and they deserved it. So congratulations to all their fans who have waited for this moment for 50 years. They all deserve it. And party hard, guys, because your Milwaukee Bucks are the NBA champions. And I love doing these analytic commentary episodes. I'll be doing them the next NBA playoffs, and I'll be doing them whenever there's big free agency moves and draft moves, or a really interesting game in the regular season next year, which will be starting around November. And I'm your boy Meatloaf. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed and haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video.